So what five?
We'll go with Javon, Bruce, Emery, Millsap, and LaMarcus. Start.
Obviously, these two teams have so much star power and seeing groupings together. You've seen it for a few days. Was there any part of you that was like, I know you've got to be smart with everything, but was there a part of you that was like, I want to see what this looks like in full?
No, I mean, I think we know we got a long season, so like 5 days in, it's not important to see. It's more important to kind of stick with our plan, making sure guys land safely with their adaptation process to the demands, so that they can, be as safe and healthy as possible to start the season. So I think that's way ahead of seeing this thing, and we'll get to that. It won't be long, and but at the same time, it's a long season, so we got plenty of time to figure a lot of things out. We got a lot of new guys.
Steve, what's it been like having LaMarcus in camp, and what has he shown you considering his absence from his health scare?
Yeah, it's great to have him back. We really enjoyed having him last year for a brief period of time. We were all really sad and devastated for him when he had to retire. I thought he was fitting into our team, but more importantly, just him having to step away from the game was tough. So to have him back is a great story, and he's been not only a pleasure to coach, but he looks good, he's playing well, moving well, and I'm almost a little surprised considering the layoff and everything that went on. So he's had a good week, and look forward to getting some more minutes today.
The 2012-2013 Lakers, your first year here, had a huge collection of names, accomplishments in the game, similar to, not obviously parallel, or exactly parallel, but to this year's Nets team and this year's Lakers team. From that experience, did you learn anything you picked up that you can apply to what you do now in terms of bringing bigger personalities together?
Yeah, I don't know that I learned anything directly, but I think it's all kind of a part of your experiences, and recognizing that it's really important to find the balance, to find the personalities that mesh, and to work at developing that chemistry and finding a way to play to your strengths, which can be challenging when you got a bunch of guys with disparate kind of styles or backgrounds. That's probably, I guess the takeaway from that Lakers team was that it was just difficult. I got hurt right away. Trying to find a way for Dwight to get back from the back, and how to fit with Dwight, and Kobe then getting hurt. Ultimately, it just never really got a chance. I think we had a really good run at the end of that year, but before everyone's kind of health faded. But that would be the takeaway. And I think that's probably something that everyone could glean from that. Meshing personalities and understanding how to play to your strengths, despite the styles perhaps being different.
Hey, speaking of Dwight, I mean, he's sort of found the second act to his career as a supporting player. As recently as 2 years ago, it didn't look like maybe he even had a future in this league. What have you made of this sort of new role that Dwight's carved out for himself, and what do you think has sort of sustained that from your view?
I just think a willingness to accept a different approach and a different role. That's the number one thing. He's been willing to do that, and if you're willing and you do it with a purpose, you can find success. And so he has kind of reinvented himself in that way, and has found success. So you got to give him credit.
Hey, Steve, apologies. I know you're much more worried about Brooklyn, but just wondering your experience against Russell Westbrook that you're playing and now coaching, and your initial thoughts on him next to LeBron and AD, and how that might be a little bit different.
Yeah, well, I mean, Russ is a Hall of Famer. He's a guy that fills the stat sheet, and can do so many things on the basketball court. Is still physically dominant, regardless of some of the injuries and miles. He's still an outstanding athlete. And he can, like I said, fill the stat sheet. He can score, rebound, and make plays for his teammates. So, I imagine that they'll find a way to make this work. Exciting, I think, for Lakers fans to have Russ and that energy and that overall ability. Adds so much talent to your lineup.
Did you get the sense from LaMarcus that you felt it all on
for him, I mean, this was the last place that he played before.
About the heartbeat now, this is his first game back.
I don't, wasn't it the home, it was the home game against the Lakers.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
But
That
still,
wasn't-
you know, I don't think so. I think he feels great. I think he hasn't really looked back. I think he looked at it as a very precautionary move at the time. And since then, his health has proven to be fine. So I think he feels really secure in his decision. So I haven't spoken to him about it.
We'll go to Zoom next. Greg Logan.
Hi, Steve. I just wondered if you could give us your overall assessment of what was accomplished this week in training camp, what you especially liked, what needs work, and if anybody in particular stood out to you.
The positives were guys were locked in. You know, we were able to lay the foundation. They were extremely focused and were purposeful. So I think they had a great week of kind of just getting in and implementing our systems. I thought were very competitive, and so I think everyone got some good work in their legs, but also was able to move down the road as far as what we're trying to do. And you know, that's the most important thing. And I thought lots of guys played well. There was nobody that you could say had a bad week. You know, and I think that was partly to do with just everyone's willingness to work together and try to get off to a good start here. So, you know, it was very productive, very proud of the guys and their approach.
Christian, go ahead. Christian, we don't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we have you.
How's it going, Coach?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. Just curious, with today's starting lineup, is there any gamesmanship involved there, or is this just trying to get guys rest because of the long season ahead of them?
No, I think it's a little early for gamesmanship. I'd love to throw them a couple curveballs if I could, but it's early. I think both teams are probably looking at the same way. You know, it's really early. You know, we want to ramp up in the appropriate manner. And for your guys that are going to play a ton of minutes this year, it's not always the best or safest or smartest thing to throw them out there the first outing. So that's all there is to it.
So this, but Nick, you know, he was injured around this time last season and took a while to get in the groove, and now he's healthy and has an established role. Just what have you seen at him this week?
Yeah, Nick was good. You know, he's a unique profile for our team. Athletic, mobile, active, big. He's excellent defensively, and you know, can drive offense with his his pace and skill level. So he's good. He's still a developing player. You know, a long way to go for him to decide, for us to see what kind of player he ultimately will be. But he's already really effective at both ends when he's locked in, and I thought he was really good this week.
Okay, guys, thank you.
Good. Thanks, guys.